Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
Hello. I'm having
Hello,
good morning, good afternoon,
and good evening.
and it's evening somewhere right now on the other
Yes,
side.
yes, yes.
How's everybody doing today?
Wonderful. How are you, Len?
I'm doing good. Little, how it is when it's your day. You get butterflies and everything else, especially when stuff is not exactly smooth today. As you can see, we have 3 sisters live today. Our fourth sister is in South Carolina and about to cross over into a whole new world. And we'll talk about that more
Yes, yes,
next
yes.
week. But how's everyone doing today? This is our health and wellness segment. And we have a wonderful guest coming today. This is National Diabetes Awareness Month. And I just wanted to, this is what we're going to talk about today. So if you have friends and family, call them up, text them, hit the like buttons, and make sure we stir up the algorithms so that more folks can come in to hear about this, because this is an epidemic, I believe. And, so many of us, including myself, have diabetes. So we should take care of ourselves. We have a wonderful speaker who's coming on, and she's a specialist, and this is Dr. Marie Madi Maddie Koto, and she's going to bring us some very necessary information. If you have any questions, we want you to put them in the Facebook little area where you can you'll put your comments and questions as well. So, Peggy, how are you doing today? What you been up to this week?
Oh my goodness, what can I say?
I know you're busy bee. You the other busy bee.
Well, last week we had our scholarship fair.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
And oh my God,
that was
one in
so
Baltimore
yes.
that
and then
was
one
so
in Prince
big.
George's County.
Yes.
I don't know if I told y'all guys, but we got the numbers for the Baltimore area.
Okay.
They gave out
Drum roll.
$13 million in scholarships.
$13 million. Woo!
Unbelievable.
That's just in Baltimore. That has nothing to do with the one here in Prince George's County. So I'm waiting for Dr. Laura Dorsey to release the numbers for Prince George's County. But that was our first event in Baltimore, and I'm just so proud. So proud.
That's right. And that is awesome. So
Yeah.
you had a huge crowd. We had
Oh,
a
it was
huge
beautiful.
crowd here. And I wasn't there, but I could, we did interview, if you were with us, we interviewed some of the students who are on their way to college and got their wonderful fair share.
Yeah.
because they're beautiful blessings, because they were in the room, they had the information that they needed, and this is something that we do every year. So if you missed it this year, there's still other stops on that train because they're traveling across country. So perhaps maybe we'll let them know in what city the next one will be, so that they can get ready for that.
And Linda, I forgot, honestly, that was so much was going on. But that was previous weeks that we did that.
That's
Last week was
domestic. The speaker con, that's right.
Dr. Cheryl Wood. Sharon was there with me. Oh, Sharon.
Tell us about your experience, Sharon.
It was amazing. It was my first speaker con, and I had been wanting to go for the last few years that she's been having it, and I had the opportunity this time. Unfortunately, I could only attend one day. It was the last day, and it made me wish I could have been there the other days because it was so powerful. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was 4 days, but I was only able to attend Friday and Saturday. Okay. And I tell you, Sharon, I feel the same way. I wish I was there day one.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful.
So. That is awesome.
Something to look forward to for next year.
Yeah, because I went I listened to it last year. I think it was online last year. And I did and I did attend the small one that they had here as well. So I know how powerful it is. And this is something that everyone needs to witness and be a part of, because you will take away something absolutely that you can use.
Yes,
Yes.
Especially if you have a business, you need to be able to present. You need to be able to sell and market your business. So definitely is much needed for everyone. Everyone needs to be able to participate.
And that's how she got started.
Yeah.
Just
with us.
With us.
Yeah.
Many years ago, and now she's the queen of it now.
Yeah.
I remember when she did a book signing at my store, and I think I was one of the first. I know it was me and another boutique that she had done a book signing at, and she was selling T-shirts. That's how she started, selling T-shirts.
Okay.
Look at her now. I mean, OMG.
Well, you know, Sharon, her first book tour was with Tony Foster.
Right, that's what I was saying. It was another boutique as well.
Yeah.
Yes, Tony is also part of our organization. So she, yes, so I was honored to be one of the two.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
What you been up to, Linda?
Well, I can't even think.
Well, you look radiant.
You're glowing.
Thank you. Like, don't even get on me. I'm trying to think. What did I did something significant, you know, and I can't even think of it right now. I'm sorry. We had so much stuff going on this morning, and I'm really so excited about our guests. But I do remember. I can't even. It was something I did this week. Now, you know, I'm having brain fog right now. You know, that's what happens when you get to that age and you put too much stuff on your plate.
We understand. We there.
Yep. I did visit my friend, and she's doing good.
Wonderful.
And, and keep her, my sister Jaza, in prayer. And yes.
Thanks, Marion. You see Marion's note there.
Marion says, Sister for Sister Inc. is a powerful force to be reckoned. I am proud to be a member. I am too. Oh, that's right. I went to Sister Kathy Muhammad's event.
Yes.
That's right. Yes. I knew it was something. I just had to that. Yes, she had a wonderful event.
It was beautiful.
It was about dementia. So, you know, I better go back.
Don't claim it.
Don't go back and take some up. I don't claim it, but you know, it's not slipping in. But yeah, that's exactly what I did attend her event. Had wonderful speakers, and we learned a lot about dementia, and you learned a lot about other conditions that from other persons that were there. So that was swag. That was a swag
moment. Yes.
That was a swag moment, swag event. And that swag is, what is that? About the swag stands for. Okay, so we all having brain fog. Okay.
Kathy gonna kill us.
Kathy, right. She is right.
Someone is
something to do
about young women over age. Yeah, say that again.
I said, someone's gonna put it in chat, hopefully.
We all got a little.
That's something about generation, women across generation.
I can't think of the S. It's
there we go.
Serving.
Thank you, Alicia.
Thank you. Serving women across generations. Oh my God. Thank you. Oh my God.
Charge it to a head, not a heart. Okay.
Not a heart, you know. But yes, it was a wonderful, and plus they had we had vendors there, and we did a little shopping, probably did a little bit too much. And I thank all I got a wonderful jewelry armoire. I mean,
really?
Our sister Lakey has goods out there.
Oh, Lakey.
Watches and shoes. So yeah, we even did a little shopping. So and I won a prize too. I won a gift card. So I had a wonderful time there. So we look forward to
let me do a shout out real quick. I want to thank Alicia Pryor, Marion Thomas, Diamond Petty, and Denise oh my bird. See, it's happening to me, Linda. You passing it on. Petway.
I'm sorry, Denise.
I just want to shout out to them just to say thank them for joining us this morning, this afternoon.
Yes. So we want to go on into our birthdays.
Yeah, we got a few sisters who's celebrating a birthday, Linda.
I know we do.
Lernis Bernard celebrated her birthday yesterday on the 10th.
Okay.
Cynthia Kelly, my other daughter, her birthday is the 14th and mine is the 15th, so we'll be celebrating together.
Okay.
I did not know that Naomi Hockman is the 17th, so she's right there with us.
Okay.
Got another birthday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give all of our birthdays. We might not be able. Yeah.
Got one more.
Okay.
Dr. Casey Lewis is on the 18th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So happy birthday.
Shout out next week.
And daughters.
And happy heavenly birthday to my dad, November 4th.
That's right.
Yes.
November 5th. I'm sorry, November 5th.
Yes. Yes. So thank you so much. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I got to toot out for everybody. We don't have Michael Jackson with us today. I think we're doing some other technical stuff. Yes. So I guess we'll do our hot picks right now.
Yeah, we do have some hot picks. Let me at least I'm taking duty. I'm taking over Dante's. Oh my God. There probably
Dante
will not be
in the stream with audio only right now.
Let me show you this one. Dr. Willie Jolly is doing his one-man show, music and motivation comeback show. And we're actually, well, he's doing it tonight, and then he's also doing it next Saturday. So I'm trying to get some of the sisters to go with me. Sharon and I had the opportunity to see the first show that he did a couple of years back. And it was just simply amazing. So I know he has definitely enhanced it. And from those who have attended, just simply love the show.
I got a chance to see the one that he's doing now also earlier this year. So I highly recommend it.
Yes, he was on TV on one of the programs I look in the morning. I think it was Good Morning Washington.
Yeah.
And he sang and he talked about his event that was coming up. So we're so proud of our brother, and we wish him all the success because he is Mr. Success himself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's Dr. Willie Jolly.
Here's another event that is coming up. One of our new member, Claudia Lowe, she's the owner of the UPS store in Hyattsville, Maryland.
Oh, wow.
And she's doing a coffee connection at Elizabeth Seton High School.
Oh, okay.
This is on that's actually on Tuesday, November the 14th. Okay.
Wow. That is awesome. We got to check that out. We need to go and check it out.
Yeah. I hope that some of the sisters can take a moment to check that out. I think that's going to be a very good one.
Tuesday at 9 a.m. to 10:30 is when they're having this event.
Yes, Cynthia and my sister Connie, we're going to go to Vegas for the conference there. So I'm going to miss this one, but next time I'm sure she's going to do it again. The next event that's coming up is the Black-Owned Small Business Expo, which is November the 25th. This is actually in Baltimore from 9 to 4. Okay, it's at the Baltimore Convention Center.
Okay.
All right. And also we have one of our sisters, Remy Duyule. She is going to be part of this Boise State University's Women's Expo or Forum that they're having November the 16th. Remy is doing it. Remy represents Sisters for Sisters Network very well. I have to applaud her.
Yes.
And then let's say, I think there is one or two coming up. There is this one here is the healing project that one of our sisters, Florence Champagne, sisters supporting sisters. What they're going to do, they're going to be putting baskets together for those who have had that are patients that have had open heart surgery. So they're asking for support on that particular project. So if anybody is interested, they can contact Florence Champagne, and she can assist you with that information.
Do we have a number for Florence?
I don't have it here in
I
front of me.
can't see it right. I don't see it either.
Mhm.
But just
Well, it's already gone out through the hot picks, so the sisters in the
Okay.
organization will have it.
is it on our website?
It's on hot picks.
Hot Picks. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
And this one here, this is the final one. You know, we support our sisters, and this is Terry Tabor's granddaughter.
Oh, okay.
If you had the opportunities, and Sharon, I think you know exactly the quality
Oh,
of
yeah.
these young ladies.
Yes,
They're putting on a fashion show. Winter
Winter Wonderland.
Wonderland.
Mm-hmm.
She
Okay,
is so talented, and
she is.
all of her
She is.
shows have just been on point, and she's so young, and she has such a future ahead of herself.
I'm telling you, the
she's
quality of her
amazing.
business
She's
and the
amazing.
work is just amazing.
It is.
It's going to be on December the 10th, and it's going to be on, I think it's 1143 New Hampshire Avenue in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Doors open at 2:00, so that's going to be an amazing fashion show.
It should be. So we
Yeah.
want to go out and support on December 10th.
Mhm.
We had one more, so I guess you didn't. I know what Dante had it, so maybe you don't
Which
have
one
it.
is that?
Here it is. From Remote Area Medical. This
Oh,
was
okay.
given to me by an associate of mine, and this is in Lago, Maryland, November 11th, which is today and tomorrow, Prince George's County at the Prince George's Community College at
College,
301
yeah.
Lago Road in Lago, Maryland. There's going to be screenings. They have dental, they have dentists, oral surgeons, hygienists, dental hygienists. They have dental assistants. They will have ophthalmologists. They're going to have medical physicians and general support. So we want you to go out to the this event, which is a health and wellness event. So we want you to attend if you can. For more
Linda,
info,
do me a favor, send that to me so that I can blast it through our hot picks.
okay, because
This is great information.
great
Definitely.
information for tomorrow as well. And if you have put it to the screen, put your phone to the screen, there's a barcode there that you can get additional information. I'm sure it'll take you straight to the website. This is ramusa.org is for more information, and the phone number is 856-579-1530 or 202-922-7005. And of course, this segment will be repeated on Facebook and YouTube, so you can get this information if you miss it.
Beautiful. All righty, I think that's it.
Okay. Well, we want to say Happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans
Yes.
and all of our deceased veterans as well. We had a sad occasion this month last month. Our doctor in the house, Dr. Lane Rowling, he passed on October 3rd. This was a shock, of course, to all of us. We
Yeah.
miss him. We love him. And, he gave us during COVID, he really helped us through COVID.
He sure
and he was
did.
trying, and he was really helping us through the next COVID because it hasn't gone away. And he told us it was not going to go away anytime soon. And when he told us that, and he said 50 years, I believe, and it scared us to death. But as just like he said, there's some form of it is still with us. So we like to salute Dr. Lane Rowland today and rest in peace and power. And we want to salute all the other veterans. We have veterans that we're going to name that's in our organization as well. So Peggy, you want to give us our list of our veterans?
I passed it to you.
Okay.
Oh.
You passed it to me. Okay, we're going to come back on that so we won't any time because I'm going to have to bring it back up on my phone. Okay.
You know what? I have it here. Let me shout them out.
That is good. Thank you for saving my sister.
Hey, that's what we do.
That's what we do. You got my back. I got your back.
There you go. There you go. Yes, let's shout out Lois Sowles, who is a member of the organization. I think she's an Army. Alicia Pryor, I think she's an Army. Dr. Renee Allen, I think Renee was Navy, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Dr. Donna Ferguson, Army.
Okay.
Dr. Madeline Lewis, I believe is Army. Dr. Amina Butts, I believe she is Army, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Alicia Pryor.
Alicia's Air Force.
See, that's what happens when you show up, right?
Thank you, Alicia. Well, we salute you. We give you a hand clap.
Air Force.
As a matter of fact, Air Force veteran.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
We are so proud of you.
Yes.
I got to give a toot for my sisters.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Yes, yes, yes.
And thank you still serving us. And you know, Alicia, she's dynamite. I mean,
yes,
she knows how to, she does a good balancing act of all of the things that she do. Every single day.
She's another one who represents us well.
She represents us very, and she's also the head of this committee, the Health and Wellness Committee. Yes, she is. So I thank you for being there for us, and we thank you definitely for your service to all of our sisters.
Beautiful.
Okay, so if there's anything else we need to do right now, if not, we're gonna move on with we didn't have too many hot topics today. We don't have all of our sisters here, so we're gonna go on with the main topic, and we're going to have our main
guest speaker.
A guest speaker. 1 second. Because you know what? She sent me her information. I'm going to bring her on and I'm going to let her talk about her. So she did send me, and I'm not, this is just, today is just not the day for me. She did send it to me. 1 second. Well, I'm going to bring to you our, our nurse Marjorie Madigoto. Did I get it right? My sister, did I get it right? Marjorie?
Okay, thank you so much, Linda, for the invitation. Yes. It is Marjorie Madigoto, exactly the way it's written, Madigoto.
Thank you so much. My tongue is tired and it's early.
That's okay. That's okay, Linda.
That was introduced by Sister Florence Champagne. I didn't add to what I did this week. I attended a diabetes seminar with this beautiful lady, and that was on my list of things to do. And it's because I too have diabetes and I try to control it. I want to always learn more and more and more about it. And this is why I wanted this young lady to educate us, educate our families and our friends. So that's why I want you to go right now. Contact somebody that you know has diabetes. Contact someone who anybody, because they know someone. We all know someone, and we want to pass the information and pass the word. Marjorie?
Yes.
Okay. Just tell us a little about yourself and how you became so interested in diabetes and wanting to help people, because you're very passionate about this. And I saw that as I was at your seminar this past Monday.
Okay, thank you so much, Linda. And thanks again for inviting me. As I said, my name is Marjorie Madigoto. I'm a family nurse practitioner, and I do specialize in diabetes. Diabetes indeed is my passion, and that is why I focus on diabetes. Main reason for focusing on diabetes is that there are so many people who are living with diabetes and are struggling to manage their diabetes. The goal for me was to help persons with diabetes live well with diabetes. Hence, I started the Diabetes Self-Care Management Institute, which actually offers a very comprehensive diabetes program that includes both education as well as treatment options. And, you know, I really do encourage people to reach out to us so that we are able to support you to manage or live well with your diabetes. Linda, I bet we could give the number or the contact information at the end of the segment.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I will go right ahead and just talk about diabetes.
And
Go ahead, Linda.
One moment. Dante, do we have the upload? Do we have the information?
I actually have it already, Linda.
Okay, so you go on, and if he has it, he will put it up. It's still uploading. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. All right, Linda, do you have any questions? Peggy, Sharon, before I start?
Actually, well, once you get into your presentation, I would like to hear the difference between type 1 and type 2 when you get into your presentation.
Okay, I'll certainly address that. Okay, so one of the things that is so important for people to know is that diabetes is a pandemic. And when we talk about pandemic, we're just looking at the USA. However, it is also notable that diabetes has reached pandemic phases, meaning that it is spread all over the world. It has the same features that I'm going to talk about that we see in the US. In the US alone, there are more than 37.3 million people living with diabetes. That is more than half of the US population. And if I had to break that down even further, it's about 1 in 10 people who are living with diabetes. That is the people who are diagnosed already. Now, it's significant to also understand that there are at least 1 in 5 people who have no idea that they have diabetes because they haven't been diagnosed. And again, we should look at, what healthcare is like overall in the US, that there are so many people who do not have health insurance or access to healthcare. And so many people don't have the opportunity to be tested and told that they have diabetes. I did put on my slide a little more about diabetes, is that when you think about how diabetes used to be classified in the past, and when I talk about the past, I'm talking at least even as early as 20, 30 years ago, diabetes used to be known, particularly type 2, used to be known as an older person's disease, which means somebody over the age of 65. We know that 60 is not that old, right? But it was supposed to be an older person's disease. However, over time, since more people have got access to health assessments or going to the doctors sooner than 60, it's been noted that more people in their 20s are diagnosed with diabetes. The difference, though, is that when you're told that you have diabetes, you may be told that you have pre-diabetes. And pre-diabetes is gives one such a false assurance. It's almost like saying to somebody, you're just a little pregnant. You're either pregnant or you're not. And that is the opportunity for one to become a little more rigorous and vigorous about taking care of it, because then you can actually prevent the progression of diabetes. We also know that there are more men with diabetes than women. The unfortunate thing with men is that by the time they really learn more about the diabetes or their diabetes, it's when they have secondary conditions. For instance, either a heart condition or neuropathy or other problems or comorbidities that go along with diabetes.
So can you explain to us what exactly is diabetes?
I love that question, Linda. That is the most important thing about caring for your diabetes, is to understand, firstly, what exactly is it that you're dealing with? So in short, and a very easy way to understand diabetes is to realize that diabetes is a condition where the body either doesn't make insulin or it's not making enough insulin, or there is insulin resistance. So all of that said, can I just explain a little more what I mean by that?
Yes.
And I'd like to take you through a phase where you then become the expert in understanding diabetes. Think about what it's like when you're eating. When you put food in your mouth, you chew the food and it breaks down in your mouth. Then you swallow the food and it goes into your stomach and it breaks down further into various components. The most important component is that absorbs into your blood circulation. Most of that food breaks down into glucose or sugar, better word for it, right? And once that level goes up in your blood, it triggers off a message to your pancreas. Your pancreas is responsible for making insulin. Hence, when the insulin is secreted, because the sugar levels are high, your pancreas will then push out insulin, and that insulin has a responsibility. What insulin does is that it unlocks the doors on your cells so that that sugar can go into your cells and give you energy. So then what actually happens in diabetes is that if you do not have enough of the cells or the cells that are in your body that are in the pancreas that are responsible for making insulin do not make enough insulin, you will not have sufficient insulin to help transport that sugar into your cells. Similarly, if there is any kind of blockage that blocks the key or that insulin from opening the door so that the sugar can go in and give you that energy, you then are struggling with insulin resistance. So having said all that, what I really like people to understand is that when you can actually understand the concept of diabetes, it allows you to also understand what the treatment modalities are. Diabetes is very complex, and you really need to have a multifaceted approach to be able to treat it effectively. If you don't understand how to manage diabetes, it could be very difficult. And the difficulties are usually when you are told that, you have diabetes, you need to take these medications. And then when you go back, you're told that your diabetes is getting worse. This is what you need to take now. The addition of medications does not necessarily indicate that the person living with diabetes, is doing anything badly. It's just that you really do not understand what it is, your role is in actually helping the medication to work effectively. Did I answer your question? Okay. So
I'm sorry, I was muted. Yes, you did. Thank you so much. I have a clearer picture of what's going on in my body, and that's what's so important. We have to understand what is actually going on, because so many times when you go to your doctors, I find that your doctors they don't explain it to you, and they give you a pill, or they tell you not to eat certain things. But I just want people to be, and I even help myself to be, and keep educating myself, because it hasn't gone away. But yes, thank you so much. Sharon, you have another question?
Yes, mine is sort of two-part. I'm getting like a numbness in my toes. Is that something I should be concerned with that's related to diabetes? And what are the symptoms for people to be aware of as far as diabetes is concerned?
Okay, Sharon, I like that question. And I'd like to answer that question when I talk about the complications of diabetes. I'd like to make that a little more clearer for you so that you know what it really entails. I'd like to, if you don't mind, just talk about the difference in the ethnic and race occurrence of diabetes amongst race and ethnic differences. Is that okay?
Yes.
Answer that. Okay. So, I think that it's also important that when we think about diabetes, we understand where we are, where we at. Why is it that my diabetes is worse? Why there's so many people in my ethnicity or my ethnic group that have more diabetes. What are we doing differently? So when we look at the different ethnic groups, for American Indians or Alaska Natives, they are 14.7% of the population has got diabetes. Also, persons of Hispanic origin are in the double digits, which is 12.5. For non-Hispanic Blacks, 11.7. And then when you look at non-Hispanic Asians and whites, you see that those numbers are in the single digits, 9.2 or 7.5. Ask yourself, what is it that we are doing differently? Is there anything you could contribute to that, Sharon or Linda? Why do you think that there's a difference?
I believe I'm thinking probably the way we eat.
Definitely diet.
Diet. Yeah. And our diets are passed on from one generation to the next because we teach our children how to cook like we cook. And so we cook as our parents cook. Could that be it?
Yeah, well, that's just a small component of it. There are many other things. And that is why diabetes needs a multifaceted approach to manage it. It's not just your diet. There are also stresses, different stresses, exercises. Also, we know that genetics also plays a role. Just understanding and knowing long beforehand what you may possibly have to deal with or live with, or that you are exposed to having diabetes, you know that you need to change your lifestyle and do things a little differently. And then I'd just like to move on and talk about the burden of diabetes. And Sharon, this is where we'll probably add some of your concerns. So, we look at diabetes and think, diabetes, what about diabetes? The burden of diabetes is one of the things that's really a big issue. Diabetes is expensive. More than 20% of all healthcare dollars go towards diabetes-related problems. That's quite a bit of money, right? Diabetes used to be known as the 7th leading cause of death, and right now it's actually competing for number 4. So diabetes is getting worse. It's not getting any better. Diabetes is also the leading cause of kidney failure, lower limb amputations, as well as adults onset blindness, which is really cumbersome. Now, when you think of diabetes, also think about how it affects one. The complications of diabetes actually range right from head to toe, because where are the sugars high? It's in the blood, and you have to think about where does the blood flow in the body? It's all over your body. Hence, diabetes can cause a stroke. It can cause blindness, dental loss, hearing loss, heart disease, gastrointestinal problems, kidney disease, nerve problems, loss of limbs. And the most important issue for me is the depression. So diabetes can also cause depression. And once you get into that vicious cycle and you are dealing with depression, it makes it even harder to manage the diabetes. So while I actually put depression last, I really always say to people that this is the most important and acute issue that can affect your diabetes so profoundly that you could actually be stuck in a rut and not know what to do. Because when you are depressed, you don't even have the initiative or the energy to go out and do something. So when we educate our patients, we often also highlight what those signs of depression are and how to actually figure that out earlier on and seek help before it gets any worse and you really find yourself right in the bottom of a pit. Sharon, and you asked about the tingling and the numbness in the feet. So think about your nerves, right? Your nerves are literally like the electrical wiring throughout your body. It ranges all the way from head to toe, your feet being the furthest away from your heart. When diabetes, when your sugars are high, what they do is they cause irritation to the tissues. And that's where that inflammatory response occurs. So when your nerves are affected, and let me give you a typical example. Think about your nerve is an electrical wire. What are the components of an electrical wire?
The component.
Energy.
Yeah, there you go.
I like all that. I love all that. So if you look at an electrical wire, what you have is a copper wire that is protected by a plastic covering.
Okay.
If you poured acid over your electrical wires, what will happen initially is that plastic will actually melt away, right? Your nerve actually looks the same. Similarly, you have the nerve, and around it you have a myelin sheath, which is a fatty tissue that protects the nerve. When your sugar levels are high, it actually excoriates that beautiful myelin sheath and exposes the nerve. It also interferes with the blood circulation that helps to give, to feed that nerve. And so when you start to feel the tingling and the numbness is when the myelin sheath is actually starting to be affected. And when you start to feel numb and you can't, because some people would explain that my feet feel like cushy. That's how they say, my feet are cushy, or they feel like cushions. I really don't feel when I step on stuff. By then we know that there is just no longer any nerve conduction to the feet. Does that make any sense?
Yes, I'm going to the doctor tomorrow.
Yeah.
So this is not whenever I talk about the complications of diabetes, I try to be as clear and direct as possible, because I'm not trying to put the fear factor in you. However, just awaken your conscience so that you understand that you need to do certain things to prevent complications. And the sooner you start the intervention, the better. Every person with diabetes does need to see a podiatrist. And when you see a podiatrist, they should not only look at your feet, but they should actually use a filament to test and see how much of feeling you still have in your feet. They should feel them, and also check to see whether there are any problems with your stance, to make sure that your joints are not already affected. Diabetes, again, is very complex. However, when you as a patient understand what your responsibility is, what it is you need to do, and how you need to ask for your care, it helps a whole lot, because you can prevent a lot of the complications.
Wow.
Any questions on that?
I have a question.
Can I ask a question?
You go ahead, Peggy. You go ahead.
No, I'm only kidding. Go ahead.
Peggy, go ahead and ask your question. Okay, well, my question is, because this is how I've been dealing with it. It says, managing your diabetes naturally, without the drugs, because I've never wanted to take drugs. So I started off taking the metformin, and it was something else, because something else was going on with me too. And I just decided that God didn't bring me here with pills in my pocket, in my diaper. And so I made the decision that I want to do it naturally. I want to get back to where I need to be, the way I'm supposed to eat. So how can I, can you address that naturally, taking care of your diabetes, really taking control of our bodies?
Okay. Linda, I really love the idea that you brought that question up. Most patients who see us say that in the initial consultation, is that, I don't want to take medication. I would like to take care of this naturally. And so what do you mean by naturally? What exactly is it that you want to do? Go back to the definition of what is diabetes. Remember that diabetes is a condition where your body is either not making insulin, not enough insulin, or there is a blockage or resistance that is preventing your insulin from doing the work. Hence, what I often say to folks is that if you are able to implement any of those things, or mitigate those things that are causing the diabetes, then indeed you can do it naturally, right? So naturally would be what? You need to do the work that the medication is going to do, or probably even do more than what the medication itself will do. Right. So again, it is complex. You also need to ensure that you're testing and checking your blood sugars at least every day. And then, of course, once every 3 months that you should be getting blood work to ensure that you are monitoring what those numbers look like.
Okay.
Okay. Are you checking your blood sugars?
I have not. So I need to do better. And I need to do that. Yeah.
Okay. So again, think about, diabetes is a condition where the best indicator for what is happening or where you're at is by checking your blood sugars. It's like driving your car. You could know what the speed limit is in your neighborhood, and you could close your eyes and feel that you could drive the speed limit. But you also know that if there's a bot sitting out there, you will be caught because you have to look at your pedometer to know that you are really driving the speed, right? Similarly, with diabetes, you do need to check those blood sugars to know that your blood sugars are in range. Now, do we have patients who really were serious about not wanting to start on any of the medications? Absolutely. And they have really done a whole lot of work to manage their diabetes without having to take any medications, because what they've done is slow down the progression of diabetes.
The one thing I was told when I first had found out, don't eat anything white. That's what I was told. And I still watch that. I don't, I try my best not. If so, it's a very, very little. But yeah, but what can that work? I mean, based on what you said, it takes more, and I understand it, and I need to do better on that. But what do you say with that when they say don't eat anything white?
Right. So again, you're talking about a treatment of diabetes or management of diabetes, and how do you do it? The complexity about diabetes is that the fundamental responsibility is actually that of the patient. You need to be disciplined in your self-care. You need to be knowledgeable of what it is you're dealing with. You also need to be engaged, right? And that engagement is checking your blood sugar, knowing what to eat, when to eat, and how much to eat, right? Understanding what those numbers mean, exercising. And honestly, the key problem here is that for every person with diabetes, it is imperative that there is a team care coordination in the management of their diabetes. Meaning what? That your primary care doctor should refer you to somebody who deals with diabetes because of the time factor that it takes. There are times we have a comprehensive diabetes program, and even though there are set amount of sessions that we have with our patients, sometimes it takes 1 or 2 visits to really even understand the very basic components of the first visit. So it's not something that is just that you can just slide through. It really takes time. It takes understanding and commitment.
We had a question. Thank you. We had a question that came up about the A1C.
Okay.
She said, "Oh, here it is." Pamela. She said, "What is a safe range for A1C?"
Yeah, before I even say anything about the A1C, I just want to, and I'm saying this because it's so important that people know that the A1C, what is the A1C? The A1C is the average blood sugar over 3 months. The A1C is determined by a formula that gives you that average. What is really important to understand when you are living with diabetes is time in range. Where are you all the time? Because if you look at, I'll give you an example where I had someone who had an A1C of 5. It's the national standard is that to be for your diabetes to be controlled, your A1C should be below 7. That's for somebody living with diabetes. That would be an indication that your diabetes is controlled. But let me give you an example of someone who had diabetes and had an A1C of 5.6. It looked beautiful. It was a pretty one, right? Oh, I don't understand. I'm controlled. My A1C is 5, but I feel so bad. What happens there is that this individual's blood sugars were dropping and was so low, right? So there is a range that you need to maintain when you have diabetes for your blood sugars to be within range. However, this individual's blood sugars would drop and be in the 60s, 50s, and sometimes even 40s, where they'd have to call 911. However, when the A1C is computed, it gives a beautiful number of 5.6. Yet, this is not somebody who's controlled. So again, the A1C, while it is, there are national standards that we go by, and we know that it should be below 7 to be controlled, it really is not your best and only indicator that your diabetes is controlled. So for somebody who does not have diabetes, your A1C would probably be somewhere between 4.5 to 5.5. When it goes 5.5 to 6.5, you are then considered to have pre-diabetes, which again, just a little pregnant. And then if it's higher than that, you're told that you have diabetes.
Another question, is diabetes curable?
I love that question. So if you go back to the question, what is diabetes? Or that explanation about what is diabetes. Think clearly that diabetes is a condition where the body is either not making insulin or does not make enough insulin. And the reason why it does not make insulin is because of the denigration of the islets of Langerhans or the beta cells that are responsible for making insulin. Think about diabetes. Let's look at type 2 diabetes as such. Your pancreas looks like the shape of your hand. It looks like a pizza, kind of. And you have beta cells that usually grow or are found on the pancreas. If there's 10, 15% of those beta cells are destroyed, then what happens to the production of insulin? It's reduced, right? So up to date, there's really no mechanism or that is in place or that is known to re-proliferate those beta cells. That's really where part of that secret is how can we re-proliferate those beta cells. And usually when people do ask me whether we can cure diabetes or they tell me it's curable, I wish I could know the secret, because after managing people with diabetes for over 35 years, I would have been a multimillionaire now. And I would not be sitting or working, trying to help people manage their diabetes. So I don't know that there's a cure for diabetes. However, I do know that you can manage it. And especially if you understand the concern that diabetes is a progressive condition, which means what? The longer you have diabetes, the worse it gets. Right? And again, how quick it gets worse really depends on the individual. your intervention, your self-intervention, your care or your self-care. You also have to remember that diabetes is a chronic condition, which means what? It doesn't go away.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, when people often say to me, you know, doc, my diabetes is probably not going to be that great. And I said, oh, why? What happened? I was on a cruise. So even when you go on a cruise, folks, your diabetes goes with you. So it does. You can't leave it at and, you know, and not do the things you're supposed to do. The other thing to understand and remember is that diabetes has got serious complications and that it is expensive.
Okay, thank you so much for all this wonderful information. And we want to tell us, how can we get in touch with you? How can our audience get in touch with you if they need your assistance in managing their diabetes? I will definitely be talking to you. And do you have to have a primary care before coming to you? Can a person just come to you to get the information that we need and help?
No, you don't necessarily need to have a primary care physician or provider. We have patients who have insurance who see us. We have patients who don't, who see us as well. It depends on your health insurance plan. Some plans do require that you have a referral. But you can call the office and our receptionist can tell you whether you need a referral or not. The number to call is 301-245-3082.
Okay, we repeat that again and repeat your organization as well, because I did not.
All right. Okay, it's the Diabetes Self-Care Management Institute. It's a lot of words.
Yeah.
And it's 301-992-8243. And Linda, I do want to mention that while it was very difficult for many individuals to get to the office, COVID really did quite a number on us.
Yeah.
And we were able to create a telehealth platform, so people don't even have to leave their homes. They can receive exactly what they get in the office right on through our telehealth program.
That's good to know. Very good to know. Well, I thank you so much for all this very valuable information, and I hope to bring you back on again. Please contact me if you have any more seminars so I can pass the word out. And I thank Florence for introducing me to you, because this is a wealth of information and we need to keep you in the family.
Well, thank you so much, all of you, Linda, Sharon, and Peggy. I'm so honored to meet you, and I certainly will be in touch with you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks.
Well, ladies, what a wonderful show with wonderful information.
Very informative. Yes.
Yeah.
I did have a question for her.
Oh, what's your question?
Too late now.
Okay, Peggy, come on.
No, I wanted
Go
to
ahead and put it out there. Maybe bring it right there.
I wanted to share the fact that I used to work with the National Urban League. And we were on a program that was funded by the federal government on diabetes.
Okay.
And we used to travel around the country doing demonstration and talking about healthy eating. And what I noticed through my travels, there's a lot of young people who are diabetics.
Okay.
And I just wanted to ask Marjorie whether or not had she noticed that there is a large population of young people who are dealing with that health issue.
Okay, Marjorie.
Yes, actually, we have many young individuals or young adults. One of the things that I may not have mentioned, which is really important to know, is that under those classifications of diabetes, we know that there's type 1, which is juvenile diabetes, usually children diagnosed with type 1 much earlier, even as young as one year old of newborns. And then, of course, type 2, which was considered an older person's disease. The big one is MODY, meaning what? Matured onset of diabetes in the youth, meaning that younger kids who are now being diagnosed with an older person's disease. Very difficult to watch a child as young as 12 years old with type 2 diabetes. I am now seeing them as well as young adults with complications that have already set in. So it is actually a significant problem. And I honestly wish and hope that we could see more that is done earlier on in pediatrics to mitigate the onset of diabetes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, ladies. Well, this has been a wonderful show, and it's time for us to go. We'd like to thank all our audience, and please email this, you know, go to Facebook and do what you do. Share this information with everyone. So until next week we have our third, which is Education and Mentoring with Charlene Day. And we shall see you next week. What time is it, ladies?
It's time for you to walk in your purpose and prosperity.
And prosperity.
Happy Veterans Day weekend.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great show. Wow.
We're still live. It has